Hi everybody, it's Diana with Stamping with Di. Welcome to my YouTube channel and this week's Mimeograph Monday with a twist. I am so glad that you're joining me today on this July the 1st. Can you believe it? We're already on July 1st. So that means more hot weather. I am in Arizona. So if you are new to my channel, well, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Diana, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And yes, I'm in Santan Valley, Arizona. So it is very hot. I know I shouldn't even talk about it because that's just how it is. So you will hear the air conditioner in my studio running, and I do apologize for that. And I probably look a mess. I just came in from outside with Winton, and like I said, it's hot. So enough of that. Let's get to stamping. So I'm so excited to show you this fun card. So Mimeograph Monday with a twist, in case you are new, I'm going to case a project out of the catalog. And then I'm going to do a twist on it. So I'll be doing two projects today. And I'm going to use the Cute Sweet Peas stamp set. And this was my June class in the mail kit, and I had so much fun playing with it. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to leave these mounted because I want to play with it some more. Because a few of you said, you know, do some things with it, you know, because they are out of the country, so they couldn't do my class. And I'm like, okay, because it is adorable. So that's what we're going to do today. And I think that's all I need to blab about. It is a new month, so I do have a new hostess code, and then that's on my blog. And then I'm going to change around my goodies and guts for July, and I will explain that to you tomorrow for my Teach Me Tuesdays. But yeah, I think that is all. We do have bonus days coming. And that is January. July. I printed this out. Hold on a minute. And I'll spin the camera and show you better. Pretty sure it's July the 3rd starts. Yeah, July the 3rd. So I'll explain that when I spin my camera. All right, so hold on. Close your eyes for just a second while I get my camera adjusted. I talked about this the other day, last week or whatever. So I do have my July class in the mail, and it is the really cute Attention Shoppers bundle. So it's this really fun stamp set, and then it has a coordinating die. So this is the class for July, and I can only do classes in the United States. If you'd like to do classes in the UK, my friend Julie, I always say Kettlewell, but it's Sutcliffe now. If she's in the UK, and in Canada it's Marcy Denning, and I have featured both of their YouTube channels down below. So if you are in the UK or Canada and you want to do classes in the mail, please reach out to either one of those girls. And then doesn't mean they're doing the same class. I'm just letting you know that, you know, if you want to do classes in the mail, that they do offer those. Okay, so anyway, so back to my class. So it is $65, and it includes the bundle, so it's a stamp set and the die. Supplies for projects, the PDF with the close-up pics and a supply list, priority postage with tracking, and a private video link, so you can make your projects along with me at your leisure. If you want to stamp in your pajamas, go for it. I can't tell you how many times I do that. All right, this is, again, like I said, USA only. Registration is open now. It closes July 17th unless I sell out by then, because supplies are limited. And I say that because sometimes I get things that aren't Stampin' Up, you know, for my classes, and I can only get so many, so I just always say supplies are limited. And then the class packets will go out the week of July the 29th. Now, Team Perk down here, 25 guts only. That just means I offer my class in the mail kits to my team at a discount. So they pay 25, and they just get the paper, you know, or the cut ribbon they need, or the cut embellishments they need. And then what they do is they order the bundle on their own, and then they get commission that way, and it helps with their quarterly minimums. And I do have a limited supply of those, so I always say register early, no matter if you're a member of my team or a customer. Okay, so let's see. I was talking about the new host code for July, and here it is here. It's PYDWWT9W. So that's kind of a cool one. And then the bonus days. So yes, July the 3rd to July the 31st, when you shop in my store, you will earn a $5 coupon for every $50 before tax and shipping you spend. And then you can redeem those coupons in August. I love when we do bonus days. So, and then you'll get like an email. So when you do the order, now remember, it doesn't start till July the 3rd. And then you'll get an email from Stampin Up, because they are the ones giving you the code, not me. And then just save the code. I just save that email, and I also print the code out, and I stick that piece of paper in my July calendar. I just turn to or August, and then I stick all those papers in there, so as soon as August comes, there's all those pieces of paper. Because I don't get your code, so just either save the email and print. So I do both, so I cover myself either way. All right, so let's get to today's fun. Okay, so I'm going to do this right here because it is so cute, and it's the piece, and I love the piece. So here is the recipe that I mentioned, and you can get these recipes on my blog if you go over here, and on the top of my blog you'll see current catalogs. Then you click on that and it'll open up a page, and on that page you can get the catalog, and then you also can get the recipes. So that's where I figure everything out. Now remember last week, the one I did, there wasn't a recipe for that page. So so most pages do. And so anyway, so here's today's recipe. So what we're going to be using is the sweet peas. These are so adorable. I'm also using the Nested Essentials die, and they have me using the Lily Pond, what is this called? Lily Pond Lane 6x6. So this is probably a couple packs, but so it's super cute. Look at it, even has these cute little dragonflies. So we're going to use that as well. All right, I'm just going to set this stuff off to the side here. And I'm going to get a grid sheet. Okay. Now I did some of the die cutting ahead of time just to save some time. This is a standard size card, and we're using Pool Party as the card base. And then we're using, oh, that's the bigger one. I wasn't sure which one to cut. We're also using that Lily Pond Lane. Pool Party, we're using Shy Shamrock and Basic White. So we're also going to do some embossing. All right. So this is going to go on here. So these sizes were a little odd. But hey, that's all right. So I'm just going to stamp my cute little peas so they can be drying while we're doing some embossing. So I'm going to color with the blends. So I'm going to use my Memento pad. I also need a couple little pieces of scrap paper. And we want the little peas that are ready to go to a party. So they have the little party hat on. And I'm just going to stamp them on there with my Memento. And then on my scrap, we want a couple of these little cutie patooties. Cutie patootie. The little party pea. So instead of a party pooper, we have a party pea. All right. So that's all I want the memento for. But we're also going to do some embossing. And it says to use the Versamark, but I kind of like to use the white craft pad because then I can see where I am, like where I have stamped. You can use the Versamark, but I just kind of like to use the white pad. And you'll also see this is actually where I got my Memento Tuxedo black pad. So I just, because when you get this pad, it comes empty and it comes with a refill. So I just ordered a pad. So I got my empty pad. I have my white refill for this pad now. And then this pad was empty and I simply filled it with my Memento refill. And now I have a big Memento pad that has a nice lid that I don't have to mess with taking the lid off and having it loose. I do have a video on that. All right, so let's get over here. So I'm going to do some embossing. So I need my embossing pattern. I'm using the white. Now we have these are our, here I have it in the sealed package to show you. These are the Wow embossing powders. So for a while we didn't have embossing powders. So now we've got them back. So they're called Wow. So there's like a ebony, like a black one. There's a white, and then there's a clear gloss. And so yeah, so I'm so excited to have those back. I just pour them in a little plastic container so that it's a little easier to get in and out of, but it's totally up to you. All right, and we have the little tray, the little embossing buddy, the little tongs. We have a brush. There's a whole little toolkit for that. All right, so let's get this. I have my heat gun plugged in off to the side. So I want my little happy birthday. And then I'm just going to just like that. And then I'm going to hold it with the little tweezers. And these are, I think they're called reversible tweezers because you squeeze and then they open. And that way when you're using them, you don't have to be squeezing them the whole time. You just have to hold them because they kind of hold themselves. All right, so let me get that embossing powder out of the way so I don't blow it to high heaven. All right, so here we are. We're just going to emboss this really quick. So once it starts to get shiny, you're just going to move it on to the next section. If you cook it too long, you like scorch it into the paper, and you don't want to do that. You just want to heat set it, and you're done. So that's pretty quick. All right. And then on my pool party, I just have to remember to squeeze here. For some reason, I want to go up here, and I think that's because I'm used to the old-fashioned ones where you had to squeeze it, you know, so good, like so much. All right, so now we have our pool party, and I just want to make sure I'm doing it the right way, and I am. All right, so we have the big leaf, and I'm going to put one here and one here, and it's the same thing. I'm going to come over and put my powder on, and usually I like it to sit just a tad so it kind of soaks in before I flick it off. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing. We're going to heat set that. This this cardstock's a little bit bigger, so it's not as bad to hold without little tweezers, but they're sure handy. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm just heating that up and moving it. So the more you use your heat gun or your heat tool, it heats up faster the second time. So you see how this was faster to set that embossing powder than the first time. Alright, that's good. Now it's important to unplug it. So I'm going to do that right now. Ugh, come on, baby. Get unplugged. There we go. And that way I don't catch the studio on fire. So now we're going to bring our little peas over. And I'm done with my ink pad. Alright, because when I do my twist, I didn't do any embossing. Alright, so let's color our little peas. So I have my blends here. So they didn't use a whole lot of colors when they did the one for the catalog. They did, however, use pumpkin pie. I forgot to do that. They used pumpkin pie with this little tiny, I was wondering what it was. Like, I was like, is it like fire coming out of the guy that's grumpy? But I think it's confetti, like streamery things. So they used it on this card. I'm like, oh, they're like little confettis. All right. And those are just in pumpkin. So I should have probably did that and let it dry a bit ago. Alright, now we're going to use Granny Apple. So I'm going to color these little party peas while that pumpkin is drying over there. Alright, so we are doing light Granny Apple. And then we'll do dark Granny Apple. These peas are just, this is a set that I will never get rid of. Because I love like punny sets. And this one is just so cute. And it's so easy to color. They're a perfect size. So I've been having a lot of fun with them. And this is dark Granny Apple. And then I'll come back with the light and then just soften, just come into that line and it will just soften it. So I'm not going over here, I just kind of go at the line there, and as it soaks in, it will soften that. Alright, we also want peach pie. So they did peach pie on the hat. So this is light peach. And then I'll do dark to add a little, so we've got a little light and a little dark. So this is dark on the side there. And then I want shamrock. So I'm going to go light shamrock as well. Okay, so those little guys are done, and I'll cut them out in a second. Alright, so my pumpkin should be dry by now. Alright, so we want our light shamrock for our pea pod. So it has been very dry in Arizona. We haven't had much rain, and there's fires here and there, and it just surprises me so much that every year it's dry and they still allow fireworks. So they have like all the firework people, you know, on the road with their tents, and I'm like, what the heck? You people are crazy. I'm not a big firework person, especially, you know, now that we have a dog again. So he usually gets extra calming meds. But I'm going to assume that some of the wacky neighbors, they will be doing them all week. Alright, so this is dark shamrock, and I'm just going to do dark for this stem up here. I love their little faces. Okay, so let's do the peach again. Now this is a little smaller, his little hat in here, so we're going to go peach, peach, and then a little bit of dark. It's not as obvious as the big hat. And then we'll do our light shamrock again. So they bought their hats together at the party store. Alright, and then let's do our cute little peas. So light granny apple. I like how they're smushed into the pod. Okay, so that's light. And then we'll finish it with the dark. And then we do have to do a little fussy cutting, because this set doesn't have a die. Alright, I think I've done all the coloring I need. Okay, so we're going to cut these little guys out. But it's super easy to cut. Just because there's not a lot of what am I saying? There's not a lot of intricate kind of little things. So we've got to cut these two little guys out. You can see I'm just squeezing with the scissor hand, and I'm moving the paper around with the left. So my granny was the best cutter outer. She would cut out magazines, and we had the best school reports. She would have things cut out of magazines from forever. And then we'd have to do a book report on bears or something, and we'd go to the box that would have that kind of stuff in it and get all that stuff. Alright, so we have our cute little party piece. Alright, so let's bring my card over. So I'm going to build this here and then put it here. So we have this little just a piece of DSP, and this is from that lily pond, and I just want to make sure I'm putting it in the right spot here. Okay, so that's just from the lily pond. You can see the little koi fish on the back there, and it just kind of sticks out a little bit on each end. Okay, and I just adhered that directly to it. Alright, and then I'm going to do a lot of dimensionals on the rest of the card. So this has dimensionals. Don't forget to put one in the center so the center doesn't sag. And this just goes here, so you're going to be able to see the this sticking out, right? Cute little pea pod tendrils. Alright, then we have our happy birthday. I'm going to put that on with dimensionals too. So I'm just going to drop them right here. So they go over top of that. So it's being held on here, and then this just rests on there. Alright. Then we have this little guy. It's going to go there. So I'm going to cut one of these in half. Because he's going to be kind of half on and half off of there. And then we have this cutie patootie. And I'll put him there. So he's like that. All right. And then we have our card. Now I'm also going to put this on with dimensionals. So this is when I like to cut my edge pieces. These are perfect along the edge there. And then we'll still put one in the center just to kind of support that. Okay. And then it just gets put on the card just like that. All right. And then we use the bling. So we use the 2024-2026 in color shimmer gems. And so we just kind of plop them around the card. One, two. They had a little bit of sparkle, a little bit of dimension, as if this card didn't have enough of dimension, right, with all the dimensionals I used, but still. It's hard not to put bling on a card anymore. It's kind of like designer series paper. I swear, all my cards have designer series paper and bling on them. All right. So let's show you that card. So isn't that so cute? And I think it looks very, very close to the catalog one. Very fun. Okay, so I'm going to kind of tidy up a little bit, and then we're going to do the twist. Okay, for my twist, I kept with the pool party. Excuse me. This also is a regular size card, but I changed the designer series paper. I love this Country Woods designer series paper so much. Oh my gosh. I can't even tell you how many packs I have purchased because I love it so much. Alright, so we have 4 by 5 1/4 are these sizes. So this is going to go on the inside along the bottom here. So let me just trim the excess. Now I used the same dies, the Nested Essentials, but I changed the shape. So I'm going to do this shape instead. I'm going to color with the blends. So we're going to stamp with Memento. So I'm going to put the little party pea. And then Welcome Sweet Pea. So we're going to make this be like a baby card. Now the stamp set does have, where's that little one? It does have the tiny little baby, but I wanted to use the party pea because party pea is so cute. I love to say party pea. So I used the party pea. Okay, now before I stamp on here, I want to put a little bit of pool party. Now the pool party is going to be hard for the camera to catch. I apologize. Oops, look at that. I almost did it right in the Memento. Alright, so we have a pool party. And I'm just going to rub a little bit over there. And I'm just going to put it on here. And this way, I've got a little bit of a color behind my P's. So you can kind of see that on there. So you can see that. I think you can almost see it better like that. All right. But anyways, it is there. So I want to bring my memento back over, and I want this to say, "You make me happy." And hopefully I'm doing that straight with the camera in my way. All right. Now I do want to take a little bit of, I want to take just a little Post-it note, and I want to put it on here, just in case when I'm stamping the little couple, the little honeymooners or the little mom and dad to be, I don't want to get it on my words. So I'm just going to put that there just in case. And I didn't even touch the Post-it. But if I hadn't have put the Post-it there, I would have. All right, so that's good. All right. Now I also want to take this. So I'm just going to take my tiny little tendril. I think that's what they're called. And we're going to put one there. And here. And you're going to go, whoa, that kind of looks bad. And it does, but I'm going to cut my little couple out. So I just basically put them there so I know where they go. Plus this way I don't have to cut out the heart, because the heart will already be on the paper. Alright. I think that's all I need to do stamp-wise. Now I used a little bit more colors than Stampin' Up did. Of course, right? Alright. I'm also going to use different bling. So the bling I'm going to use is the adhesive back transparent dots, because I totally think they were made for this piece set. Alright, so let's get to the fun part. Let's get to the coloring. So we have our light gray granite, and since I'm going to color these peas, cut them out and pop them, but I stamped the leaves directly on there, so I want to make them look like they pop off the page a little bit. So I'm just going to put a little light gray granite around there, and that's just going to visually look like it's popped out. Oh, I can't forget about our party pea. He could be Pete, the party pea. All right. So let's get to coloring these. All right, so we have Old Olive. So I want these leaves, like the tendrils, to be Old Olive. So I'm going to go light Old Olive first. And I'm also going to do the pea pod stem or whatever. I'm sure it has a name, but this thing right here, the thing that you break and peel it back. All right, so I am coloring this quickly, but not perfectly, because this is going to get glued over top of it. But I want, if people can see from the side, I don't want this little guy to be naked. I want there to be color under there too. So I am coloring this under here as well. Okay, so that was light Old Olive. And then we'll go dark. I hope we never get rid of Old Olive. I mean, it's been around forever, but it is such a beautiful green, and it's just a classic color. And I love it in the blends. And I'm looking, I'm like, making sure I have Old Olive. Would that be something if I was coloring with the wrong one? But it is, and it's Old Olive. All right, and then right there. And then I'm just going to soften a little bit, just with the light. And our peas this time, our light lemon lime twist and dark lemon lime twist. So I'm going to color these guys. Remember, these are going to get covered, but I want to have them have a little bit of color. So I'm just going to do just one. I'm not going to go in there and do all the shading and stuff. I'm just going to put a little bit of color on them. All right, but these guys are the ones you're really going to see. So I'm going to color them really good. So this is that light lemon lime twist. So I want to thank everybody that did this class. I would think you should have your packets by now. It depends where you live, right? All right, so this is just dark. I don't know why I'm doing this on here. I said I wasn't going to. It's just habit. Okay, so this is dark. And we did a card something like this for class. This one's a little bit different. Okay. And then we'll take our light and just soften. Okay. Now I don't need to worry about coloring this heart because we're going to color it over here, and we're going to use Poppy Parade. So this is light Poppy Parade, and then we'll use dark. And this way we don't have to cut that little tiny heart out. It's already on the card. Okay. And let's see. We want some flirty flamingo cheeks, of course. Oops, I forgot this guy. Oh my gosh. Sorry, Party P. All right, so he's going to be the same. Lime, light lime, lemon lime twist, and then the dark. And then soften those edges. So while I had that Poppy Parade out, I want to do his hat. So he has light Poppy Parade, and then dark, and then I'm going to do light lemon lolly. He almost has that Where's Waldo hat on, and then dark daffodil. Doesn't that almost look like Where's Waldo hat? I don't know. Okay, so we have that guy done. We have this guy and girl done. Then our flirty flamingos. All right, so I'm going to go light flirty flamingo, and we're going to give our little peas some cute little cheeks. Okay. And then let's color our pea pod. So this time I'm going to pick shaded spruce. So I have light shaded spruce and then dark. And I will put a little bit of this on the other one, just in case you can see up underneath there. If I was gluing it directly, because I've done that before, where I've just glued the thing directly on there without popping it up, then I don't bother coloring this underneath. But I want to pop this up so it's really got some dimension. So, all right. Now, if this had have gone down further and part of that was stamped on that Post-it note, I would not have colored it all the way down here. But since I wasn't touching the writing, which I wasn't sure about, I colored it all because I see it's going to be fine. All right, so let's see here. So now we're going to do the dark. We're going to go right up under here where that line is. Those little P's would be putting a little shadow there. And a little shadow along there. And then I'm just going to come back and soften the edge a little bit. That's why I love the blends, because you don't have to be so, like if I was using the Stampin' Up markers, you'd have the lines, and this just kind of blends so beautifully, and I love it, I love it, love it. All right, so we have a little girl, a little guy, so I want to put a little bit of mascara, or not mascara, but eyeshadow on our girl. So this is just Dark Pool Party, and I'm just going to put a little bit above her eyelids, so it looks like she's got makeup on. So cute, right? All right, and then I want to take my gel pen, and we're just going to put a few little dots on our cheeks and around our pea pods. And our heart, and a few around here too. I don't know why, but I just love that little speckle of white on there. Okay, so I want these to dry before I touch them too much. So I'm just going to stick this guy on the inside. Okay, and then the outside has this piece. So this is 3 3/4 by 5, and then this is 4 by 5 1/4. So these are kind of my standard go-to sizes. Every once in a while I'll have it be like a smaller, thinner size, but usually, oops, there's my adhesive on the floor. But usually I do these ones. Then you have a nice edge. Okay, now these little guys are going to go on here with dimensionals. One in the center. Use up those little edges. Okay, so this is going to go in the center as close as I can get it as possible. Okay, cute, cute. All right, now I need to fussy cut this out. Let me get my scissors. And I'm going to leave a little white border around this. And remember, we don't have to worry about cutting up the heart because it's already on the card. I'm just squeezing my scissor hand and moving the paper with my left hand. I love fussy cutting. There's our little Mr. and Mrs. P. All right. So I know where these guys are going to go, right? Because we're just covering these up. So I'm just going to put my dimensional right on there. Because I know where they're going. And then we just cover this up just like that. Look how cute. So now they're popping off there. And this is what I mean by you can kind of see them under there, right? It's almost like paper towel. My sister used to do that, and she made some beautiful things. So if they aren't colored underneath, I'm not a fan of that. So I usually color underneath if you're going to be able to see it. So let's bring our bling over. And my pick tool right here. And I'm going to use these lemon lime kind of looking ones. And we're just going to pretend that these are little peas coming to visit. They're so excited. There's a new little pea going to be coming to the family. All right. So there's that one. So fun. All right, so let me show you. Here's the catalog version. And then here is my twist. So I really changed it, but it's the same card, you know, same cardstock, same die. I just used, that's why I love that Nested Essentials, because you've got all those fun shapes. So if you don't have Nested Essentials die, let me show you these, because you've got these roundish squares, and then you have these, I like to call them, they kind of remind me of a coffin in a way, but that's what I used on here. Let me get this out of the way. Oh my gosh. So see, you've got this, but they come in a bunch of different sizes. And then you have these really fun banners, and I love those. So I think that's the three, yeah, that's the three shapes. But you get all these sizes. So what's nice is they do nest. So if you want to, you know, layer them, you know, where you have, you know, this shape and then a darker one behind it, they do nest, and that's why it's called Nested Essentials. So that's pretty cool. And then here's, you know, one of the big round squares or whatever you want to call it. And then that's how it nests. So you've got 4 and then 4 of the banner. So if you don't have that one, make sure you grab it. Alright, so I'm just going to stick them all in here so I don't lose them. And then I had used them one time as a mask. And then I just put those, that vellum, right inside there. And then I have them always ready to go if I want to use those masks again. And easy peasy. But make sure you grab that. Alright, so again, here is catalog version, and here is my twist. So let me know what you think. Alright, let me see you later, alligator. So yeah, so make sure you come back tomorrow for my Teach Me Tuesdays. I think it's episode 227, and I'm going to go over goodies and guts changes for July and who knows what else. So anyway, so thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I'll see you tomorrow. That will be 3 o'clock Arizona time, same channel. Have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.